What's up, everyone? All right, well, here we are, Wednesday morning, up big. The market's up over 220 points on the Dow. S&P 500 is surging higher, and I'm up over $5,000. We are seeing some great momentum today. I actually traded 9 stocks, and I'm green on 7 out of the 9, which is great. Solid accuracy. So this is a much better day than we had on Monday and Tuesday. Momentum is coming back in a little bit. It was still a little choppy. A couple of the stocks I traded were whipping around, but I was a little more diligent today about taking the profit when I had it and not adding back with bigger and bigger share size, being a little bit more conservative after I had my initial wins. And that worked out really well. So hopefully we see some good momentum again tomorrow and Friday. Tomorrow I'll be back up and ready with my small account, my new TD Ameritrade account. I did take one trade in it today and made about $13, which is nice because I only had about $250 of buying power left. So a nice 5% gain. Yeah, not bad. I'll take it. But really, not much progress in that account yet. Hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit better. All right, so that's it for me. As always, questions, comments, leave them down below. And I hope you guys, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit the like button if you enjoy these videos. All right, see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. What's up, everyone? All right, so we're gonna do our midday market recap here for this morning and break down the trades for today. I'm finishing the morning up $5,266.06, which is a great morning. I can't complain at all. This is a really solid morning. You can see I traded, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 different stocks. So I was pretty active today. I'm green on 7 out of the 9, which is good. I think that's pretty solid accuracy. It's good. So, and I did take one trade in my brand new TD Ameritrade account. You guys know I'm doing a small account challenge this month in TD Ameritrade, but I used up almost all of my buying power yesterday in order to take 2 trades, which resulted in a net loss of $29.19. So I was down $29.19 yesterday, the first day of the small account challenge with TD Ameritrade. Today, I am up $13.46, which is pretty impressive when you consider that I did that using only $270 of buying power, because that's all that I had left. I traded DYNT. I bought it at $1.12 and sold it at $1.20 or something like that with 200 shares. So, it wasn't a home run. I thought that maybe it would squeeze up and get halted and we would get to move up to $1.30, $1.40, but that didn't end up happening. So whatever. So this is kind of I'm not sure if I'll do a separate video on this trade on DYNT. I think what I'll do is on the next day that I have a couple of trades that I can recap for the TD Ameritrade challenge, I'll just include the trade that I took today, because otherwise today's video would be really short. But I'll think about that and maybe I'll change my mind. So anyways, TD Ameritrade account is now at $2,484.14 versus the initial starting balance of $2,500. So I am still down $15 in it, but that's fine. Tomorrow, my buying power will free up from the trades that I took yesterday because it's a 2-day settlement. So tomorrow, I'll be able to trade in this account with $2,500. All right, so that's the TD Ameritrade account. The main account today, nice to have a day where the main account was the focus and where I was able to make a little bit of money. The main account was the focus a couple of days in the last week or so. And it happened to be days that the market was really choppy and I ended up losing money, which was disappointing because all my profits last month, basically all of them, were in my CMEG small account broker that's offshore. So the big account kind of was resting for a month, and then I started trading in it and the market was soft and I lost money. But today, a little bit of a bounce back. So I'm happy with that. Let's go over the trades from this morning. So I'm gonna put up the gap scanner here. Those of you guys watching on Facebook, remember if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, and there's a link right in the description for you guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then when I upload this recap, you'll be able to see it as the screen. You'll be able to actually see the screen. All right, so make sure you guys are subscribed and you can watch on YouTube as well. All right, so we're gonna go time frame historical, run this at 9:15 a.m. That's fine. That's this morning. Okay, so leading gapper this morning is PIXY, PIXY. And you can see that I traded PIXY and made $341 on it. Okay, well, this is a higher priced stock. It's actually had a pre-market high of $30. It was up 200% on 80,000 shares of volume, which is kind of crazy, very thinly traded. So from $8 to $30 on 80,000 shares of volume. Okay, well, what that tells me is that if we have 800,000 shares of volume, this stock potentially could end up being one of the ones that goes up to $50, $75, or even $100 a share. So I see the potential that it could move quickly when more volume comes in. So the bell rings and I don't take any trades out of the gates. It tries to do a little red to green move right here, but it fails. So I didn't trade that. I was watching it, but the spreads were big and the volume was pretty light. So it ends up pulling back, consolidating, then breaks through the VWAP right here. It breaks through the VWAP, and I jumped in at $24.50, anticipating the break over high of day of 26. So that ended up being a good trade. It squeezed up to a high of $27.50. But I only took 200 shares. And then I added another 200. So I had 400 shares total. And, I was like up $800. And I was thinking, man, if I had taken 2,000 shares, I'd be up, 2,000, 4,000 shares, I'd be up $8,000. But just as quickly as I was kicking myself for not taking more size, it dropped right back down to my entry point, right back down to 24.19. And then it bounced back up to 27.50 before dropping back down again. So, it's good that I traded it with small share size because the risk really was very high on it. So only $341 of profit, but with smaller share size, I think that's a respectable gain. So I'm fine with that. Again, if this had started to open up a little bit more and more volume had come into it and had broken over 30, maybe we would have had some more opportunity, but that didn't end up happening. $30 was the 200 moving average. So that was a resistance point that I was also a little bit concerned about. I just knew that was probably going to be a problem. All right, so let me put this over here so you guys can be looking at me. There we go. Okay, so that was PIXY, our leading gapper. So I'm going through these in the order, I guess, on the gap scanner to start. Second leading gapper, MTP. No trades on that. No interest in that. It already had 4 million shares of volume pre-market, so I knew it was going to be pretty crowded. All right, so I left that one alone. WAFU, WAFU. I'm, stocks with FU in the ticker, you always got to be a little careful of. And this one didn't disappoint in that regard. It squeezed up pre-market from 250 to 350, hits a high of 374 pre-market. Of course, I don't trade pre-market, so I'm sitting on the sidelines. The reason I don't trade pre-market is that typically there's not enough volume. You can get lots of slippage, really bad fills, and so I just avoid it. I just don't think it's usually a good idea. Anyways, this is one where I guess if I'd gotten in at 3, it would have worked well, but whatever. So I didn't, and it squeezes up. Right out of the gates, the bell rings. I bought the first pullback right here for the break of 380 and sell as it squeezes up to 414 and locked up over $2,000 of profit. All right, so that was a good trade. I did get back in right here, anticipating a break back over 14, and I stopped out with a small loss. I then got back in down in this area, expecting a break over 62 and a rip back up to 94, the high of this candle, and then maybe back through high of day. I was wrong on that one and I stopped out. And now I started to feel like, okay, I'm pushing it a little bit. So it goes through this long period of consolidation sideways. And I said, okay, guys, these are the levels that we've got. 320, 362, and 394. And we've got the VWAP crossing in between. So as it started to curl back up, I said, guys, I'm getting in this for the break over 320. Now, I actually said I'm getting in at 315 to anticipate the break over 320, and then the break over the VWAP, and then 62. Well, from 315, we got to move back up to 326. And at 326, there was a big seller, about 30,000 shares, a wall. There were some people buying. I don't know if it was an iceberg order with hidden share size or if it was actually just 20,000, but it seemed like a very big order. Couldn't break that level. It dropped back down. But I sold and took profit in the 20s, 22, 23, 24, and then sold the rest at 308. So in general, it was a winning trade. It was a good trade. It didn't hold, it didn't break out, but I was still able to make some money on it. So that was WAFU. So that was actually the first stock I traded. And those are the only ones that were, I think, straight off the gap scanner. And now we're gonna watch the high day momentum scanner. All right, so we've got WAFU, CEI. I took a trade on CEI. This was honestly one of the fastest trades I have taken in a long time. Let me pull this up for you. Let's see, OBS. So let me just find this trade on CEI. Okay. So CEI, this thing was this was a quick one, and we backed this up here. CEI, it actually was on the gap scanner this morning. I wasn't super interested. It was gapping up last night. The news out of the Middle East, the market was gapping down, but this is an energy stock, so it was gapping up. And then the market recovered this morning, and so this was coming back down. So I was kind of like, I don't know. I think because the catalyst is the stuff in the Middle East and the market seems to have shaken it off a little bit, I'm just going to leave it alone. I don't know. Anyways, it all of a sudden does a red to green move and surges up to 4. Okay, so I end up jumping in it. I take 3 trades on it. The first trade was as it was squeezing up right here for the break over 4. It hits a high of 395. It pulls back and doesn't break 4. So I got back out with like $20 of profit. Then I get in for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high right here. It pops up to 4. There's a big seller right here at 4. It can't break that level. I stop out right here. So I get out at like 89. All right, so now let's look at the fastest trade that I've taken in a long time. So now I'm watching CEI right here. I'm down $472 on it. Okay, so I'm gonna get back in it. So I just got in. Well, I bought basically on this dip right here. Let's see, so right around, let's just give this a second. So this is the 1 minute pullback, as you can see right here. I'm thinking it's gonna break over 4. I can see the halt level is at 428. I bailed out of that trade, which we'll go over in a second. So I put my order for 5,000 shares, my hand's on the buy button right here. I press the buy button on that dip. I let it dip down so I could press the buy button and get a good fill. I got filled on it at 91. Okay, so now I'm anticipating the break over 4. 6 million shares of volume, 94 on the ask. I've got my order at 402. 95, 96, 97, 98. Typically, I'd be buying right here. However, I didn't want to buy at 98 on this because the last time it came up to 4 at $4, there was a big seller. So I want to see it break through 4. I put my order down at 401. Like a surgeon watching. 97, 98, 99. Okay. I punch it. So I punch it and I get filled at 4. Exactly. All right, so let's back that up. Let's see. All right, so we can see there's a 14,000 share seller. I punch it, I buy at 4. I've now got 10,000 shares at 395. What am I gonna do? On the break through the psychological resistance of 4, I wanna put an order on the ask. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put an order on the ask right about here. And just like that, I'm out. Actually, I guess I put the order at 408. All right, so I jumped out just below the ask. 410 was the ask. I put the order at 408. Boom, I'm out. And just like that, I went from down. And this was in a matter of seconds. This was a very fast trade that you would not have been able to take if you weren't staring at the level 2. So let's watch this again. And just like that, I'm out. quick breakthrough 4. $1,000 of profit. So that was a really quick trade. It was a nice setup. You know, it was a good one. So that was CEI. All right. Next one down, ABIO. All right. So ABIO, this one hit the high-a-day Momo scanner, and let's see, where was this? It's right here. Okay, ABIO hits the high-day momentum scanner, and I looked at this thing, and I thought to myself, this stock has no news. The 200 moving average is here at 631. The stock is going to drop. I don't think it's going to hold this level. And guess what? I have shares available to borrow at Lightspeed. It's not every day I have shares available to borrow. So on this one, I decided to go ahead and short it. So let me pull this up here. Let's see. All right, so on this one, it didn't have a lot of volume. It squeezes up to a high of 44, and I got short at 38. So I put an order at 38 to short 2,000 shares. I only got a partial fill. It drops back down to 6, and I covered at $6. So just like that, I made $442 of profit, shorting off the 200 moving average. All right, so that was a short off the 200 moving average. And of course, without news, I didn't think it was going to hold. Next one down, LMNL. This was kind of an interesting one. Very light volume, kind of like PIXY. Made a move from 950 up to 1385. All right, I jumped in this as it was squeezing up to go into a circuit breaker halt. I jumped in at 13, which was a little high, I'll admit. It squeezes up, it gets halted, it opens higher, squeezes up to a high of 1385. And I sold all except for 250 shares, which I held into a halt going down. It then bounces back up. I'm holding, thinking that maybe the first candle that makes a new high, this thing will continue the momentum. On the daily chart, it had a resistance level at 1405 and then room to 1984. But no news. Not easy to borrow, so I wasn't going short, but I thought maybe this one will open up. Anyways, I was wrong. It didn't really open up too much, but I still walked away with $400 of profit with small share size. Next one down, let's see, we've got SAVA, S-A-V-A. I jumped into this as it was squeezing up for the break over 850, which was right here. I got in at 840, I think it was 838. It hits a high of 860, it doesn't hold that level, it pulls back down. I only made $58 on it. I didn't get back in for the second move. Yuma, this hit the high day momentum scanner, big rejection, that was right here, but it ends up recovering and squeezing all the way back up. So that's the way it goes. It's kind of annoying, but it's fine. DYNT, this is the one that I traded. This is the biggest share size I took. I took 10,000 shares of this in at $1.15 in my big account and adding it $1.20. It hit a high of $1.24. I had an average of $1.19. I thought it was going to break over $1.25. I knew the 200 moving average was here, but I also thought that because this was ripping up and it was similar to CTIB and similar to that other one that we traded yesterday, I can't think of the name, that it was worth a shot. Ended up not opening up. Made $13 on that in my TD Ameritrade account and lost $217 in my big account. So that was the biggest loss here in this account, which is obviously, a little disappointing, but I can't get bent out of shape over that. So I'm still sitting up $5,266 on the day, a tiny bit of profit in the small account. The funds will clear up tomorrow, so I'll be able to be a little bit more aggressive. I don't know if it was even worth wasting the $100 or the $200 of buying power that I use. I've got $53 available in buying power right now. So I could buy 100 shares of a 53-cent stock, but I won't. So I'm not going to be able to take any trades in this until tomorrow, but tomorrow about 2,200 of buying power will free up. So yesterday's trades will free up and I'll be able to take, 1,000 shares of a $2 stock or 2,000 shares of a $1 stock or 500 shares of a $4 stock. I mean, it's just kind of have to work with the share size. I may, so I can trade Thursday and Friday. I may only use half of my buying power tomorrow. So I might only trade with like $1,000. And then I would still have another 1,000 that I could trade with on Friday. But it'll really depend on the market. I also might not take any trades in it. If I don't see anything that looks good, with a small account, you've got to be pretty picky. So, we'll see. We'll see how things look. But in any case, it's kind of nice to have a day to focus on the big account and try to recoup some of the losses that I had taken in the last few weeks when my priority was on the small CMEG account. The CMEG account, the offshore broker that I used, this account's sitting at $371.97. I took my profit out. So I tried to leave it with $500, but I guess I must have done the math wrong. I don't know how I did that, but it's fine. So the thing here is that I probably don't have any leverage. I probably don't have 4 times leverage until it breaks over 500. Now, I'm not sure. My account might be still enabled with the buying power. I don't really know for sure. But in any case, I didn't take any trades in it today. So until I get back over 500, it'll probably be pretty slow going in that account. But we'll see. Maybe things do pick up. All right, so and the rule is no leverage until over 500, but that I can day trade with the $371. So I could buy 300 shares of a $1 stock, and that could work. But I'd have to make $130 with cash only before I can start to use margin again. So it may take a few days, or I may end up just sending another $130 into the account and getting it over 500, but whatever, I'll decide on that later. So anyways, this is it for me. I hope you guys had an equally great day, or relatively, depending on your share size and your account size, but definitely some choppiness out there, but some good opportunity. The gap scanner this morning was a good indicator that there would be a lot moving. Lots of stocks on the scan with low floats gapping up significantly. 200%, 76%, 67%, bunch of 20s, bunch in the teens. So good day today, and hopefully we can have an even better day tomorrow. All right, you guys, so that's it for me. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of the day, and I will see you first thing tomorrow morning, live streaming right around 9:15 a.m., and we'll do our watch list and hope for another gap scanner. Good gap scanner. All right, see you guys in the morning. Bye, everyone. Hey, it's me again. The most popular video on day trading on YouTube was made by me. You can check it out below if you haven't already. And as always, if you have questions, leave them in the comments. I personally respond to every question that's posted on my channel.